The race to power in India is heating up, and in the latest, a row has broken out over Congress leader Rahul Gandhi's remarks. Now, I know what you're thinking, again, because that's definitely not the first time you've heard about the leader landing in trouble because of something that he said. But this latest controversy is only getting bigger and has ignited a fierce war of words. With just a month to go for the general election in the country, what did Rahul Gandhi say this time around, and why has his statement sparked a row? What have the reactions been like? Let's break it all down for you. First things first, let's tell you what the Congress leader said. Rahul Gandhi was addressing a rally of the opposition alliance. This was after the conclusion of his Bharat Jodo Nyaya Yatra. Rahul Gandhi raised concerns about the operations of EVMs or electronic voting machines. He also claimed that the opposition is fighting against a Shakti, after saying that there is a word Shakti in Hinduism. Before I go on, listen in to what Rahul Gandhi said.
हिंदू धर्म में शक्ति शब्द होता है. हम शक्ति से लड़ रहे हैं, एक शक्ति से लड़ रहे हैं. अब सवाल उठता है, वो शक्ति क्या है? जैसे किसी ने यहां कहा, राजा की आत्मा ईवीएम में है. सही है, सही है. राजा की आत्मा ईवीएम में है. हिंदुस्तान की हर संस्था में है. ईडी में है, सीबीआई में है, इनकम टैक्स डिपार्टमेंट में है.
What does the Congress leader mean is the question. Does he know what he means? You see, Shakti is a word in the Hindi language, which means power or might. But Shakti in Hinduism refers to deities. So did Rahul Gandhi mean that they are fighting against deities? And why would he say that? How can he not know the difference between the two terms? And naturally, his statement offends sentiments. The question also is, what did Rahul Gandhi really intend to achieve through that statement? Now, let me tell you what his statement did result in. Confusion, anger, and a full-fledged attack. The BJP has lashed out at the Congress leader, slamming his comments and calling him misogynistic. Prime Minister Modi himself has hit out, saying that if the Congress wants to destroy Shakti, he accepts the challenge and that he will leave no stone unturned to protect Shakti. His message is clear. Listen in.
जहां से इंडी अलायंस ने अपनी घोषणा पत्र जाहिर किया और उन्होंने कहा है कि उनकी लड़ाई शक्ति के खिलाफ है, मेरे लिए हर मां शक्ति का रूप है. हर बेटी शक्ति का रूप है. और मैं भारत मां का पुजारी हूं. मैं आप शक्ति स्वरूपा सब माता बहन बेटियों का भी पुजारी हूं. और जिन्होंने कल शिवाजी पार्क में इंडी अलायंस ने अपना घोषणा पत्र शक्ति को खत्म करने के लिए किया है, मैं इस चुनौती को स्वीकार करता हूं और मैं इन शक्ति स्वरूपा माताओं बहनों की रक्षा के लिए जान की बाजी लगा दूंगा.
The Prime Minister went on to lash out at the Congress leader for even mentioning the destruction of Shakti. He spoke about how the fight is between those who want to destroy Shakti and those who worship Shakti.
क्या भारत की धरती पर कोई शक्ति के विनाश की बात कर सकता है क्या? अरे हमने तो चंद्रयान की सफलता को भी किसको समर्पित किया? चंद्रयान की सफलता को भी जहां चंद्रयान ने लैंड किया, हमने उस सफलता को भी शिव शक्ति नाम देकर के शिव शक्ति को समर्पित किया है. इसलिए लड़ाई एक तरफ शक्ति के विनाश के लोग करने वाले लोग हैं, दूसरी तरफ शक्ति की पूजा करने वाले लोग हैं। मुकाबला 4 जून को हो जाएगा।
BJP leader Nalin Kohli also said that through their allegations that question the integrity of the electronic voting machines, the Congress and Rahul Gandhi are insulting the electorate of India. He reiterated that the Prime Minister has one agenda, which is to make India a developed country by 2047. Meanwhile, the BJP spokesperson Shehzad Poonawalla hit out at Rahul Gandhi, saying that he was expressing misogynistic views, calling his statement an insult to the Hindu faith and attacking Rahul Gandhi for being against Nari Shakti. Nari Shakti basically means women power. The fact of the matter is, this is not the first time Rahul Gandhi's remarks have stirred a row. In fact, in the latest, he has issued a clarification, but the damage, it seems, is already done. A war of words has broken out. Who will win the electoral war is the question. And we will know the answer to that question come the 4th of June. And speaking of India's military prowess, Guyana also wants in on it. Its defense force has struck an agreement to acquire 2 new aircraft from India. Which planes are these? 2 Dornier 228. Let me tell you more about them first. Dornier 228 is a highly versatile multi-mission patrol aircraft. It is manufactured by Hindustan Aeronautics Limited for the Indian Coast Guard. It is lightweight and fuel efficient with a wide range of operating speeds. Thanks to its quick role-changing capabilities, it can be used for maritime patrol and surveillance, marine pollution contingency, search and rescue, medical evacuation as well. Now, these planes are also ideal for short takeoff and landing. This makes them well suited for Guyana's terrain. The Guyana Defense Force would use them for maritime patrols, resupplying military bases, and troop movement to interior locations. Guyana has opted for a $23 million loan from Export-Import Bank of India for the purchase. Now, this is the first time India has signed a defense line of credit agreement with a Caribbean nation. But the aircraft are just the beginning. Guyana also wants to buy patrol vehicles, radars, and armored vehicles from India. And not just weapons, India has also offered defense training to Guyana. India provided 19 defense training slots to Guyana Defense Force. This was under its Indian Technical and Economic Cooperation Program. These training slots included 10 Army courses, 4 Naval courses, 5 Air Force courses. This not only highlights Guyana and India's good relations, but also India's growing defense might. India is modernizing its military and exporting state-of-the-art defense. Take the example of BrahMos. It is the first supersonic cruise missile known to be in service. It is the fastest cruise missile in the world. BrahMos has been developed by India's DRDO, that is the Defense Research and Development Organization, and Russia's NPO Martian Ostro-Enia. Just look at what the missile is capable of. BrahMos can be launched from land, sea, and air. It has a flight range of up to 290 kilometers. Its cruising altitude can go up to 15 kilometers, and it can carry a warhead weighing up to 300 kgs. It operates on a fire and forget principle, which basically means once fired, the missile can adopt to varieties of flight paths. India is not keeping this modern-day Brahmastra to itself. It has armed the Philippines with it. 2 years ago, India and the Philippines, remember, signed a $375 million deal for 3 batteries of the BrahMos. The delivery is now in progress and was slated to finish this month. India is in talks with at least 12 other countries, in fact, for the sale of the system. And that's only a part of the story. The Indian government has strategically transitioned from being a net importer to a net exporter. According to the Defense Ministry, India is now exporting to over 85 countries. Approximately 100 firms are actively exporting Indian defense products. This includes Dornier 228, 155mm advanced towed artillery guns, personal protective items, offshore patrol vessels, ALH helicopter, SU avionics, Bharti radio, coastal surveillance systems, Kavach MOD-2 launcher, and FCS. You see, India has positioned itself as a growing defense superpower. The country's defense sector has propelled to new heights, and it's only going to rise higher. Our top story tonight is about the Indian Navy. It has once again proven to be the first responder in the Indian Ocean region. The Indian Navy has achieved what no other navy even dared to attempt. This weekend, the Indian Navy rescued a hijacked commercial ship, MV Rouen. It was a daring operation at sea. There was exchange of heavy gunfire. The operation lasted 40 hours, and by the end of it, the Indian Navy freed 17 sailors. It also took into custody 35 Somali pirates. All of this was happening some 2,600 kilometers from the Indian coast. The question is, where were the other navies? Were they also afraid? We are starting off with a quick flashback. On the 14th of December 2023, Malta-flagged MV Rouen was sailing in the Arabian Sea. It was carrying cargo worth over $1 million. It was mainly metals from South Korea. MV Rouen was hijacked near the Yemeni island of Socotra. Somali pirates took control of the ship, moved it towards Somalia, and eventually turned Rouen into a mother pirate ship. No one could tell for sure what happened with the ship in the 3 months that followed. Now, cut to the 15th of March. The Indian Navy tracked down the location of Rouen. INS Kolkata was tasked with intercepting this very ship. The Navy destroyer was backed by petrol vessel INS Subhadra. A P-81 long-range maritime patrol aircraft was also deployed. So were high-altitude drones. Rouen was sailing some 260 nautical miles east of Somalia. INS Kolkata intercepted it. The Indian Navy flew a drone over the pirate ship to gauge the situation on board, and they found that there were armed pirates on the vessel. Things suddenly got uglier. The Somali pirates shot down the drone. They also fired at INS Kolkata. And what happened then? India followed international law. Indian troops disabled Rouen's steering system, also hit the ship's navigational aids. Rouen could not sail anymore. It had to stop. INS Kolkata then positioned itself close to Rouen. Then began long hours of forceful negotiations. And the next morning, INS Subhadra was deployed in the area. The Indian Air Force joined in as well. An IAF C-17 Globemaster III aircraft airdropped 2 combat rubberized raiding craft, what's called CRRC. It also airdropped Marine commandos to the region. Take a look. These are Navy Marcos being airdropped in the Arabian Sea. Now remember, all of this was happening some 2,600 kilometers off the Indian coast. The pirate ship was kept under surveillance by high-altitude, long-endurance unmanned aerial vehicle and P-81 maritime reconnaissance aircraft. The operation lasted 40 hours. At one point, the pirates were using MV Rouen's crew as human shields. We have a video here. When the vessel was captured by the pirates, there were 7 Bulgarian crew on board, 9 Myanmar nationals and 1 Angolan national. All of them have now been freed. The Indian Navy has been able to evacuate all 17 original crew members of MV Rouen. They were freed from the pirates without any injury, and the Indian Navy also managed to get all 35 Somali pirates on board the vessel to surrender. They are being brought to India. Some of you may be wondering why. You see, the usual practice in anti-piracy operations is to set the pirates adrift. This, of course, is after disarming them and also ensuring that the pirates don't pose a threat to other vessels. But here, the pirates aboard WION fired at the Indian Navy, and this changes the situation. And so they are being brought to India, and they will be prosecuted under Indian laws. Let's just talk about the bigger picture here. Some of the questions here may sting. You see, the hijacking of MV Rowan highlighted the dual threat commercial vessels were facing in the high seas, the Houthis, also the Somali terror. MV Rowan was hijacked 3 months back. It was the first time since 2017 that Somali pirates had boarded a commercial vessel and hijacked it. What did the navies around the world do in response? The United States is leading a naval alliance in the Red Sea, Operation Prosperity Guardian, in case you forgot. Did this alliance do anything to try and free the crew of MV Rowan? Like most operations so far in the Arabian Sea, it was the Indian Navy that dared to fight the pirates and free the innocent sailors. India used minimal force to neutralize the threat to commercial shipping. India deployed its navy, its air force. It abided by international law, conducted a 40-hour-long operation some 2,600 kilometers from the Indian coast with no vested interests whatsoever. You see, this is India's commitment to peace, its commitment to maritime security, anti-piracy. The owner of the ship hailed the operation and Rowan's release as a quote, "This operation has displayed the prowess of the Indian Navy. Major success not only for us, but for the entire global maritime community." Bulgaria's Deputy Prime Minister, Maria Gabriel, thanked the Indian Navy for its courageous operation, saying, and I'm quoting here, "I express my gratitude to the Indian Navy for the successful operation to rescue the hijacked vessel, Rowan, and its crew members, including 7 nationals. Thank you for support and great effort." Now, replying on behalf of India, the External Affairs Minister, Dr. S. Jaishankar, said, "That is what friends are for." And with this operation, the Indian Navy has once again proven that it is, after all, the first responder in the Indian Ocean region. India is also the only reliable security provider in the region.